Hey again.
Hello. It is August 19th. Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to discuss corralling the unnecessary. Let's see what they're talking about. Marcus Aurelius has a quote. It's like a paragraph, so bear with me. It is said that if you would have peace of mind, busy yourself with little. But wouldn't a better saying be, do what you must, and as required of a rational being created for public life? For this brings not only the peace of mind of doing few things, but the greater peace of doing them well. Since the vast majority of our words and actions are unnecessary, corralling them will create an abundance of leisure and tranquility. As a result, we shouldn't forget at each moment to ask, is this one of the unnecessary things? But we must corral not only unnecessary actions, but unnecessary thoughts too, so needless acts don't tag along after them. I'm really absorbing from this the idea of how I spend my time in my mind. There was a shift maybe over the last year or so that is still very much happening, but there's sometimes my brain will be going on a train of thought and something along the lines of this question comes into focus, is this one of the unnecessary things? Is this train of thought helping me? I don't always catch it. There's still sometimes, especially trains of thought that have been repeated a lot and have strong emotional content to them. Those are actually the hardest ones for me to ask this question of. But for more benign thoughts or whatever, this question has sort of started cropping up as a realization of well, shit, there's only 24 hours in the day. If I'm lucky, I'll get, 4,000 or so weeks in my life. I can do anything I want, but I can't do everything. So how do I actually want to direct my time and attention here? Do I just want to let any thought that enters my mind just
Take me
rent,
down.
just take me down this way and that way and this way, and now suddenly I wake up and it's been 10 years and I'm like, where did these 10 years go? Oh, well, I don't really remember where these 10 years went because I just let my mind be on its own, just think through whatever bullshit it trails it wants to go through, and I haven't been focusing it and directing it and corralling it like what they're freaking talking about here and saying, I'm spending calories on this thought.
Right. Yeah. Is this worth the calories?
Yeah, is this worth the calories?
Because you are spending it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not spending it. It's not. It does maybe feel like, oh, this is okay. It's okay, right? Because it's not. What am I spending? I'm just here, but it's
right. It feels so.
But it's your life.
It feels innocent because you're like, well, if I wasn't thinking about this, then what? I would just have an empty mind, and it's yeah. And that's maybe
better.
and that might be nicer.
Yeah.
I've actually stopped talking as much as I have talked in the past. There's a lot of thoughts that I no longer give voice to, and it feels a lot better because it just it feels even if I'm thinking it, but I cut off the saying of it, that is, I'm cutting the calorie count down.
Yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, because if you actually, the translation from the thought to an actual you saying it, that's already some actioning. You're moving your mouth. There are actual calories being spent, actual calories being spent,
and
not the energy, not the hypothetical
right,
calories of life, but it's the
exactly literal calories, and also the plasticity of thought.
And as you're saying it, you're reconfirming that that's what you thinking, and that's who you are. Then, well, if I'm thinking this and then I'm saying that, isn't that who I am then in some way, right? Like you start thinking this, and
it becomes more of your identity.
Right. Yeah. Cool. That's a good one for sure. Yeah. Keep a check of those things and don't voice them as much. Yeah. That's a good one. All right.
Yeah, he's saying them, corralling them will create an abundance of leisure and tranquility.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
That's great. Yeah.
You got anything else before we read Ryan?
No.
Okay. The Stoics were not monks. They didn't retreat to the sanctuary of a monastery or a temple. They were politicians, businessmen, soldiers, artists. They practiced their philosophy amid the busyness of life, just as you are attempting to do. The key to accomplishing that is to ruthlessly expunge the inessential from our lives. What vanity obligates us to do, what greed signs us up for, what ill discipline adds to our plate, what a lack of courage prevents us from saying no to. All of this we must cut, cut, cut.
Anything on that one?
Just digesting it a little bit. No. Feeling good about it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Till the next one.
Coolio. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you here tomorrow.